Florida may not be the first name that comes to mind when people think about hunting. Usually, folks think of Texas or Alabama. But for me, it's Florida with its vast swamps, thick palm groves, and wild vegetation that truly feels like paradise for hunters who crave challenge and drama. Especially when you're riding in a buggy, it feels like every hunt is within your grasp. Our buggy had no doors, built simply with a sturdy steel frame, large knobby tires for gripping rough terrain, and a gun rack mounted right in front of the steering wheel. The surroundings were quiet, filled only with the hum of insects and the soft purring of the engine beneath us. Suddenly, the sound of barking dogs broke the silence. Just a few dozen meters ahead of us, a large wild boar was being surrounded by a pack of dogs. The buggy came to a halt. I carefully took aim and squeezed the trigger. A thunderous shot tore through the quiet air. The boar froze for a split second, then collapsed. It was only medium-sized, but it was our first trophy of the day. We kept moving deeper into the swamp, where wild palms and low brush grew thick. The difficult terrain forced the buggy into low gear, and I closely watched every movement of the hunting dogs. Suddenly, a group of wild dogs burst out from the underbrush, big, aggressive beasts. Without thinking, we fired at once. Maybe startled by the engine noise or the scent of gunpowder, they quickly scattered, each fleeing in a different direction. I continued driving southward, where the terrain flattened out and bordered open grazing fields, places where wild boars often gather to feed. The buggy crept forward, and the summer breeze helped ease the heat. One of our group spotted a herd of boars drinking from a small waterhole at the edge of the forest. Without alerting them, we got out of the vehicle and followed a narrow path to a clearing about 50 meters from the waterhole. It was so quiet, we could hear ourselves breathing. We aimed for the biggest boars. A single shot rang out, and the largest one dropped instantly. After collecting the downed boars, we continued our journey in the buggy. By then, the sun was high. Our dogs were still full of energy, tracking and chasing boar scents. This time, one of our friends made a bold decision not to use his gun. Instead, he went for a daring move, catching a wild boar with his bare hands. It sounds unbelievable, but in some swamps of Florida, it's not an uncommon sight. And today, we were lucky enough to witness it. A crazy, exhilarating moment. We got back in the buggy and resumed tracking wild boar signs. Hunting in Florida is not for the faint of heart. The scorching sun, buzzing insects, dust clinging to your body, and the constant threat of a boar charging at you. But every trip is a test of courage, a mental game between man's bravery and nature's cunning wildness. As we drove back, I could still grip the wheel firmly, but my body was worn out. My face and arms sunburned, my shirt soaked in sweat and caked with dirt. Scratches from bushes and mosquito bites covered my skin, but it was all worth it. I laid my gun down, carefully cleaned the barrel, and sat back in my seat, surrounded by the fields under the blazing sun, at peace. Our swamp hunting adventure had come to an end. How did you feel about today's video? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more hunting trips to come.